Hey everybody, this is Melina from scrapbookingwithme.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram and over on Facebook at Me Crafty Scrapper Creates. And today is a little bit more involved in Scrap Busters, and that is a weekly challenge that I do here on my channel to help you get rid of some of those scraps that you might be thinking, I just need to put it in the garbage. Nah. Let's save them. We can save them. And with as many journals and stuff that I make, I have scraps all the time. So I have way more scraps than probably any other regular crafter does. But I do make a lot of journals, and I do make a lot of journals to sell. So I have lots and lots of scraps. So that is the reason why I have scrap busters every week, because I want to help y'all get rid of y'all's if you got some too. Today's project is going to start with some brown paper bag, or if you have that brown paper wrapping paper, you can use that too, but brown paper bag, cut it open and just lay it out flat. Then get you a magazine piece. So this is just one of our wholesale magazine from way yonder over, I'm like 2016, I think. Old. So I got a magazine piece, and then I've got my brown paper bag, and what I'm going to do is get some clear gesso just for this part. I'm gonna, here we go, get me a brush of some kind, like my big spatula. If I can get it all apart. Yeah, I've got a jar over here that's needs to be cleaned. There we go. So we've got these spatulas in the shop. It's got the one that's a little smaller. See, I hadn't cleaned the last part of the gesso that I used. It's got the slanted one, and then it's got the flat one. And they're silicone, so they clean off real easy when you do get a chance to clean them. They clean off real easy. And I am going to open up this clear gesso, maybe, with all my might. I had to smack it around a little bit. Okay, so clear gesso, we do have this in the shop also. And this is just going to be my adhesive to get this magazine page down on this, and we don't have to use gesso at all anymore. So if you've got some really good liquid glue, just use that. Don't worry about gesso. I'm thinking this will just speed my process along just a little bit. I don't know if it will or not, but I'm just going to use my clear gesso. I could use white too, it doesn't matter, because this is going to be in between my layers. And just get it all good and spread out, and then I'm going to put my magazine page down and adhere that to my brown paper. And the brown paper is going to be our backing, and then we're going to collage with scraps on top of the magazine page. So we're going to have a good 3-layer journaling card when we get done. And that is good because we need some layers going on here. So I'm just going to lay this down using my spatula. I've got my messy mat on my work surface too. And then I'm just going to lay this magazine page down. Get some of that excess, just run it across there, and make sure that we're all good and flat, like that. Of course, now this has got to dry, but I will speed all that up. You won't even see that. And then we're going to cut these out, and I'll show you what we're going to do on top of them, and then how we're going to cut them for some tall journaling cards. So now you're looking at some kind of damp and floppy pieces, but look, you've got a nice brown back for journaling on all three of them, and you've got your magazine page on the front. Okay, so then you can, I'm doing three of these. You can do however many at a time that you want. Now, if you want to go ahead and cut these down so that you can see what is on each of them, you can do that. Since mine are still damp, I don't want to put them on a trimmer right now. So I'm going to kind of do like a master board, but try my best to discern where at I'm going to cut these down. So I want some tall journaling cards, and we're looking at about 11 1/4. So I'm going to cut mine at about 3 1/2. So let's see, half, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 1/2. Yes, I'm going to cut mine about 3 1/2 wide. So if you already have a base set aside and you're not using magazine or the brown paper bag, go ahead and cut yours at 3 1/2 wide, and then mine are 8 inches tall. So 8 inches tall by 3 1/2 wide. And the reason I'm using this like I am is because I want to use up some of the, I have a lot of that brown paper bag that I need to use up, and I have a lot of magazine. So I think this might be dry enough for my guillotine trimmer. Let us see. So I'm going to go 3 1/2. Look at there, yay! So 3 1/2, and then put it back through for another 3 1/2 cut. Have to go real quick since it's a little damp still. Okay, and then the last 3 1/2 is here, and so we only have that much left over to toss. Yay! So hardly any waste. I like that. And let's wipe off our trimmer. And we're going to start with these three, and we'll see, we'll work our way and see if we can get to some more of them. So what I'm going to start doing is just laying down stuff. And you can rip it, you can cut it straight, however you want to do it. This is some dyed book page. I'm going to put that on first, and we're going to trim around so you don't have to measure. If you want to measure, by all means, go for it. I like all that look, so I'm going to leave that as is. And I like that. You know, you can use some of your bigger scraps. They don't have to be tiny little things that you use. I like that. You can see some of that, and then we can put a little something at the top of it from our scrap pile. Ooh, I like this. What about this on this side of that? Very pretty. So that one is covered, and now we just need to cover the rest. Let's do that. And I'm using a combination of scrapbook papers and digital and cardstock. You use whatever you have on hand. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. Do some stripes back behind this going down the middle. I like that idea. And one more piece for that one and one more piece for the middle one. I think we're going to have plenty of time to get more than 3 of these done. So let's do, we'll cover that up if I do that. Let's do it under it. And then 2 more pieces of something, Melina. Okay, this is nice right here. I might do that along there. That's a nice piece. And yes, some of your collage is going to get covered up. Don't worry about that. This is all scraps. You're not worried about that. Okay, so I think I'm good with those 3 layouts. I'm going to get everything glued down. I'm just going to use some liquid glue. If you've got fabric glue, whatever kind that you have, just start laying down everything. And I think what I'll do is start off by just covering my base and then start laying down the stuff. And I want that book page on top, but make sure that everything gets laid down good. I think, yeah, I like that on top of that more than under it, so I'm good with that. Then I think I need to do a little bit, yep, right through there. And then we'll let that dry some while we're doing the rest of these, and then we will cut off all of our excess and be right back. Okay, I'm going to round my corners. And yes, we're looking at a hot mess right now, but don't worry about that. Anytime you're putting layers together and you are collaging, you're going to have a hot mess. But you're going to fix it in just a minute. So it is quite alright if it looks like all you see is the glue marks and all of that stuff. Don't worry about it. We're going to get it fixed. All of my book page has got all of the nice little glue marks, glue trails all behind it. And go around it with whatever ink you want. All of the edges. And then you can dirty up the front if you want to. If something looks a little too plain, go ahead and dirty that up just like that. I want to do a little bit of dirtying up with this black. Get a little bit of a burnt look in areas. Like that. Just accentuating the glue marks on that one. I don't care though. I'm good with that. Now I'm going to splatter. So these are definitely mixed media, but I promise you, you're going to love them whenever they're done. Because just starting out, they kind of look like, yeah, that's a little crazy, Melina. It all works out in the end, I promise. Okay, so there's some white paint or ink or whatever you have on hand. If you've got some white gesso, you could spackle that on there. Any kind of splattering you want done. And then I'm going to do a few more. So this is the tarnished brass. I'm going to do a few dots of that in different places. And then I'm going to get my heat tool a hold of it. And then we're going to do one more thing and ink the backs. And then we're going to really have fun with this next step. Hold on. Okay, and while that is finishing drying, I'm going to get some old book page and I'm going to do something here. So we've got 2 new stamp sets. Actually, they are a very limited supply stamp set. I don't know if our wholesale warehouse is just discontinuing it or if these two companies are. This one is from Studio Light. It's called Dramatic Dots, and this one is Stampendous, and it is called Pop Dots. So it kind of looks like bubble wrap. And then we've got something that looks like a daisy flower or something and some other circles. And I'm going to get my ink here and get my book page. I'm going to get this big flower. I'm going to use it on all three of these with some stamping in the background. So any kind of like circle or flower or whatever you have. And this stamp is bigger than my block, but I think we'll be okay. So I'm just going to ink it with some black ink. And this is VersaFine. We carry this in the shop also. Okay, so there's one. Two. Three. And then I'm going to use my fussy cutting scissors, and I'm going to fussy cut all of these out. And I did have someone the other day commented and said, what is fussy cutting? So if you've got images, kind of like in the 80s and 90s we called it clip art. If you've got images just on a piece of paper and they're not already die cut out for you in their shape, then you're going to fussy cut those out by hand to add to your projects and stuff. Now this is very old and kind of brittle book page, so I'm going to go easy does it around these. But when you fussy cut, you just kind of leave a tiny little border around whatever image it is that you're cutting out. And that's what fussy cutting is, nothing major. So I love stamping on book page. It's one of my favorites. And I hope that y'all have done this before, stamping on book page. It's very fun. It gives you an antique, a vintage look without hardly any work, and you don't have to do any kind of coloring of your image or anything like that. So see, look how cute that is. Just kind of put your words how you want it, and then we're going to cut some green cardstock and make some stems. I've just got a scrap piece of cardstock, and I'm going to go a little bit wider at the bottom and then just kind of cut my way up and make a crude little flower stem. I might go on the other side and get me a little bit more character going on with that one. Get a short one for over here. Oh yeah, that one's cute. And then another short one for over here. Just cutting off some cardstock. That's all we're doing. I'm going to get me a little more going on with that one. Yeah, I like that. And I'm just going to ink my stems. I'm not going to ink the flowers, just to get them a little bit more character going on around the edges. Oh, I like that. That one's a little thick, ain't it? I don't care. It's fine. We're making abstract art, abstract art deco type journaling pieces. And you just kind of put the flower where there's not a lot going on, or something didn't work out just like you wanted it, so you just kind of put it to cover it up. This one's going to have to be really short, like right there short. I like it though. Okay, so before we put down our stems and our flowers though, I'm going to line these up as to which one goes on which. We're going to do some type of background stamping also. And we're going to do that in black ink. So I'm going to get this bubble wrap looking stamp and get my bigger block and put that down. Oh, look at that. Yummy. All over me. Okay, and then we're going to, anywhere that the flower is not going to be, do some stamping. Okay, I like that. See, we're just making it our own, making something out of nothing. We started with magazine and brown paper bag, and we're ending up with journal cards unique to us. Nobody else has made these journal cards because it's our scraps and we built them layer by layer all on our own. Flip over this way and do it there and off stamp it there. Good, good, good. Okay, then I'm going to glue down my stems where I want them and where I want the flower to go. Okay, and then I'm going to put my flowers on with some, I mean, they're really, really shallow, but foam dots. So foam adhesive is what I'm going to put my stamped flowers down with. And you don't need too many of them. It'll be fine. And I'm doing that just so that I can kind of get away from seeing all of that liquid glue back behind them. Cute, and it gives it a little bit of dimension. They set up from the base just a little bit. I like that. So let's get the other ones put on here. And here's that one. Cute. Okay, and last one. There we go. Cute. And then to finish them off, I think I'll do a little word phrase along the stem. Let's see here. I think I will cut this one in half. Do what you love what you do. And that is totally me. I do what I love, which is paper crafting, and I love what I do. Oh, I like this one. Always take the scenic route. Do you say route or route? Look. Yay. Okay, and then let's see. Let's go to this one. Ooh, I like that. Fall in love with as many things as possible. Cut it in half. Oh, I love these, y'all. What's our time here? Okay, I think we're good. We're good. Cute, tall journaling cards. that are going to go right down into a pocket on a page, or you can put them on the page just like that if you wanted to and have a flip out, but they are tall, so they're going to fit in your half sheet journals or your taller ones. But look at that, how cute. And you don't want to put them down permanently because you want to write on the backs. So I'm going to ink around, and then you can put some journaling lines on these if you want to. I love that idea. Get a white gel pen and use some journaling lines there if you don't trust yourself to journal on the back of these and keep your writing straight. I have a hard time with that too sometimes. Yeah, but then we're just going to ink the backs of these. I will of course give you a still shot at the end so you can see these up close and personal. Just ink around that. And we've got some really pretty, not dry all the way, tall journaling cards that I love. Let's ink this one, and I think we can cover 3 more and do maybe a different stamp as our focal point here. I think we can do that. So there's one. There's the next. And the next one. And like I said, I will give you a still shot of those at the end. So no worries if you didn't catch those really well. I'm going to get my messy rag. I had to retire the other messy rag. It went in the garbage. It had been my messy rag for years and years. And I had just, it was ragged. So 3.5 wide. And then we said they were 8 inches tall. But you make yours whatever size you want. I just needed and wanted some tall journaling cards. Okay. And when you go to cover these, you don't have to piece it. You don't have to make just little bitty pieces on there. If you don't want to, you can put a whole big piece on it. I like that. And we gotta have book page. That's just the thing for me. I got to have me some book page. And let's do some already speckled up craft paper, cardstock, and let's use some of this and really make some nice neutral ones. Let's do a piece over here. Someone's at my door and she's alerting me to it, so she's doing her job, isn't she? Okay, and then let's go ahead and just do it there also. We can do this at the bottom because it was clashing a little bit with that. Okay, I've reached really far back down into my scrap pile. Yay! Alright, I'm going to get all this glued down and then trim off the excess and be back with you. I'm going to go ahead and stamp on these. I like this bow wrap, so I'm just going to go with it one more time. No flowers on these. I will show y'all what I'm going to do on these, but I'm not going to do the flower image like we did on the other one. But I am going to use some circles from that stamp set. I'm a circle lover. I love me some circles, so that's just right down my alley. And you stamp off as much as you want of that ink. And then whatever you put on top, whatever's going to be your focal point, you can work around wherever you stamped. So I want some at the very bottom, very top, and just stamp off a little bit too. Oh, like that. Okay, and then for this one, I'm going to do the same thing as far as book page. I'm going to find me plain book page. Here we go. And some of these circles, just going to stamp them and fussy cut them. And we're just going to add like three or five. We got to do an odd number. 3 or 5 of these stamped circles that we fussy cut out. We're going to add them on these journal cards. Okay, I was going to spread these out, but I really like how the 3 circles look just kind of bunched together in the middle like that. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. We'll add some word phrasing to these also. I think I'll use these word phrases that I got from Temu. And I'm just going to make sure that my wording is the right way up. And just kind of gather these all in the middle, just like that, wherever you want to put them. I've still got to ink around these. Let's see, yep. It's kind of hard to see the words right way up whenever you've stamped on it. Okay, like that. And then this one, I think I'll put this on the bottom. Turn it the right way. So right smack in the middle. And then that way, and this one on this side. Woo, my hands are so yicky. Yicky, inky, sticky. Okay, that one needs to go up some. This one maybe down a little bit. Yep, I like that. And then let's add some word phrasing. Be brave with your life. And let's see. This one is ideal for this project. Trust your crazy ideas. Need to put a little bit more blue right there, it looks like. And then collect beautiful moments. That's precious. And you can go in the middle, you can go sideways, whatever you want to do. Okay, and then I'm going to ink around the edges with my walnut stain oxide. And then I'll go on the back and ink that too. Okay, there are those 3 done. I didn't splatter those at all. They got enough going on with the stamping on the background. Don't need to do that. And then I've got these 3. Alright, so if you make some tall journal cards using magazine and brown paper bag or whatever bag and scraps, I want to see them. Y'all have a great day. Please use the hashtag #MScrapBusters, and I'll see you in the next video. I gotta go clean up, gotta eat supper. My family's fixed all my supper, so I'm ready to go eat, clean up, get this edited and uploaded to YouTube, and then on to the next video. Y'all have a great day. God bless. Bye, y'all.